The galactic void was vast, infinite, and merciless. The stars shimmered with the tales of countless civilizations, some ancient, others still rising from the dust of time. Among them was one story, one that had long been buried and forgotten by the galaxies, the story of Earth. 50,000 years ago, the Galactic Council, an alliance of the most powerful species in the universe, made the decision. Earth, a humble planet teeming with life, had become a threat. Its inhabitants, humans, were reckless, ambitious, and driven by an insatiable need to expand. They had shown their capacity for violence and dominance, a trait that did not sit well with the peace-loving council members. Without hesitation, the council unleashed their ultimate weapon, a massive fleet of warships, equipped with technology far beyond the comprehension of any Earthling. The result was swift and brutal. Earth's major cities were obliterated, its natural resources drained, and its inhabitants, what few survived, scattered to the corners of the galaxy. The Earth, as it once was no more. But as with all things human, the destruction only fueled their spirit. The Council had underestimated the resilience of the human race. On a small, remote moon orbiting a gas giant in a forgotten part of the galaxy, a ship hummed softly in the dark. It was sleek, black as the void, and its hull was covered in intricate symbols and designs. Inside, a figure stood in front of a control panel, their face illuminated by the pale blue glow of the monitors. The figure's eyes, sharp and filled with purpose, scanned the data streams with a sense of urgency. They were human, and this was their revenge. It had taken millennia, but humanity had not forgotten. 50,000 years of exile, of wandering the stars, of being hunted like animals. These trials had forged a new breed of human, one not bound by the limitations of their past, but empowered by the fire of their ancestors. The time had come for retribution. The figure at the console was Captain Kalen Dre, the leader of the Reclaimers, a group of humans who had spent generations gathering resources, knowledge, and strength to face the Council once again. They had rebuilt, advanced, and mastered technology that surpassed even the Council's greatest creations. The day of reckoning was upon them. Kalen turned to face the rest of the crew, their faces a mix of determination and quiet resolve. There were no speeches needed, no grand proclamations. The mission was clear. Prepare for final jump, Kalen ordered, their voice steady. We have one target, the Galactic Council. The Galactic Council sat in their opulent chamber, a vast structure of polished marble and shimmering glass. The representatives of the galaxy's most powerful races convened, their eyes fixed on the central hologram that floated above the table. It displayed the current state of the galaxy, an era of peace, of unchallenged dominance. But as they discussed trivial matters, none of them noticed the anomaly, a small, unassuming ship making its way toward the heart of their domain. No alarms, no signals, no warnings. The Council was blind to the impending storm. The Reclaimer fleet arrived at the edge of Council space, its ships cloaked by a powerful shield that rendered them invisible to even the most advanced detection systems. Kalen watched from the command deck as the fleet materialized in the distance, a swarm of sleek ships, their weapons primed and ready. "We're here," Kalen murmured, a grim smile playing on their lips. The Council, so used to their dominance, had forgotten the one thing that made humans dangerous, their sheer will to survive and conquer. And now, after half a century, Earth's children had returned. Initiating the first wave, said Commander Rhea, Kalen's second-in-command. The first wave was swift, brutal, and precise. The Reclaimer ships tore through the outer defense systems of the Council's border, bypassing their automated defense grids with ease. The Council had no idea what was happening. By the time they realized they were under attack, it was too late. The Reclaimer fleet moved deeper into Council space, striking at key targets, trade hubs, energy production facilities, and, most importantly, the Council's warships. Humanity's vengeance was not driven by wanton destruction, but by surgical precision, each blow meant to weaken and destabilize. The Council finally responded, scrambling their own fleet to counter the Reclaimer threat. But they were unprepared for what they encountered. The human ships, though smaller and seemingly less advanced, were far more maneuverable, faster, and deadlier. They had evolved. They had learned. Halen's ship, the Vengeance, led the charge, its weapons glowing with an intensity that sent shockwaves through the enemy ranks. A direct hit to the bridge of the lead council ship sent it spiraling into a nearby moon. One by one, the council's vessels fell, and their leaders, once so powerful and untouchable, were forced to witness the destruction of their empire. Kalen's voice came through the comms, cold and unyielding, for Earth. In the heart of the Galactic Council's capital, panic spread like wildfire. The once immovable pillars of power trembled. Desperate messages were sent to all corners of the galaxy, but the Reclaimers were unstoppable. And then, Kalen's fleet reached the heart of the Council itself. A final confrontation was inevitable. As the Vengeance descended upon the central citadel, Kalen addressed the crew one last time. "This is it, for our fallen, for Earth." The ship landed in the Council's capital, and a battle ensued, a battle like no other. The human soldiers, armed with weapons that had never before been seen, stormed the Council's fortress. It fought with the ferocity and rage of a people who had nothing left to lose. In the end, it was Kalen who stood before the last remnants of the Council, their leaders cowering before them. They had once destroyed Earth, once believed humanity to be a fleeting, fragile species. Now they faced the full wrath of a race that had endured, adapted, and evolved into something far greater. Kalen raised their weapon, and the galaxy's longest war came to a close. The Council was no more. As the Reclaimers left the smoldering ruins of the Galactic Council, they looked toward the stars. Earth was still a memory, but humanity had come back. Not for peace, not for mercy, but for revenge. Humanity had returned, and the universe would never forget. End.